Histon 2, Coventry United 2, and another dramatic finale for the Red and Greens. Carl, you don't like to give us normal 1-0, 2-0 victories or 0-0 draws, do you? It's always got to be done in a dramatic fashion. You tell us about your feelings coming out of this game.
Well, look, it's certainly not predetermined and planned like that. Look, we've got something here today and we're really pleased about that. Massive character shown as the second half's progressing there, and I'm really pleased with the lads. I said to them all, I'm really proud of them in there. Coming out in the second half, going 2-0 down and giving it the output that they did. Look, we started the game poorly again. How many times have we said this? You know, we come here, this is a very well established club, far bigger resources than us, far more experience than us. You have to start the game well. And I just thought we looked, I'll be honest with you, fearful physically, which I don't like any of my teams to exhibit. We weren't switched on, and we go 1-0 down. Then I think actually we do okay for 30-35 minutes. I thought our approach play was good. Everything that we worked on throughout the week, the players were trying to apply it. Lacked a bit of quality going into the final third, but I thought we had a good grip on the game. You know, the energy, the work rate was fine, and then of course we conceded another sloppy goal, which again shows our naivety. Not being too harsh towards the players, as I say, we're a very young side. We've got to stop this. And then second half, look, I can't fault the lads. Personally speaking, what everyone else thinks, I actually thought we might get something back in this game because of the character that we were showing. They didn't stop believing. They kept trying different ways to penetrate Histon, getting down the sides, a few balls over the top, trying to play through. The 5 subs that come on, I thought were absolutely magnificent. You know, it can go one way or the other. Often with subs, can't it? They're disappointed because they've not started the game and you might not get the reaction that you want. I thought they were terrific coming on, really changed the game.
Well, a disappointing start to what was essentially a frustrating first half, a 6-minute goal from the centre-back Crisp, and then at the other end of the first half, like you said, we fell 2-0 behind. It always makes a team sort of harder when you concede late on, but after conceding that first goal, you obviously wanted to see some improvement from the lads at half-time, didn't you? Yeah,
absolutely. You know, we've been saying this all season. You know, I think people, you know, need to get a sense of perspective here. You know, we came into a club that had won 3 games in the second half of the season. Morale was low, there was lots of goings on around the scenes. We're working off limited resources, so to be where we are is actually very positive. But within that, you have to accept that there's going to be certain games like this. These are a bona fide top 6 side where, you know, you're just expecting your players to meet the challenge a little bit better. Look, let's be honest, we haven't done it all season. You know, we let ourselves down against the likes of Spinks, Rugby, Wellingborough, MK Irish, all these sides above us. You know, we haven't really embraced the challenge the way we'd like to. But as I say, at the same token, we've got to remember where we are. So we're very positive about that.
Well, although we were 2-0 down, it can also be seen as a positive for Coventry United because these are, as you say, young lads. I don't think there was a player above the age of 22 in the starting lineup today, so they've all got a lot of learning to do. And they've come back from a situation where they were 2-0 down. Histon looked like they were going to be heading towards a comfortable victory until the last 10 minutes, and they've come back and got a draw out of it. I mean, that's not just character building, but it also gives them the knowledge of a situation like this that they can come back from it. Again, it's a learning curve.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, that's the positive feature that's obviously there within this squad, you know, and full credit to them. I told them how proud I was of all of them in there. So they've obviously got this within their DNA to claw games back, to stay in games, to keep going. However, that will not get you out of jail in all of the big games. It might get you out of jail of some of them. It won't get you out of jail of all of them. So what we need these players to do is make that more significant learning curve to be more cuter in these bigger games, to manage them better, not to go 1-0 down within 8-9 minutes or whatever it was, and not to go 2-0 down the stroke at half time.
Well, the sub sheets certainly were. We saw a fantastic performance from Jared Bradshaw back in the side today, and a very promising young lad brought in from Kenilworth Sporting, Hamza Sadiq, a possible star of the future.
Yeah, I thought both did really well. You know, I like both of them. They're hard-working lads. They want to play. They've got some really good attributes. So I didn't have any doubts when they went on second half that they'd give something, because they want to be here. They want to be part of what we're building here. They're good, hungry young lads. They've got qualities. So yeah, we've got Jared's been in and around it all season, so we know what Jared's about. And Hamza's been working ever so hard in training, going out and getting match fitness. So he deserves his chance there today.
Well, Adam Miles was heading into this game not 100% fit, pulled out of the warm-up against Desborough. There were question marks about whether he was going to be brought on at all today, but he came on in an alien position, probably getting a nosebleed at the other end of the park, but he did the business and got the first goal. Did you feel when he got that first goal, that second goal was coming?
Absolutely. You know, I was in there and I was quietly confident that we would get something out of this game. Just the way the dynamics were occurring in the game. You know, when you've been sitting in dugouts for long periods of time like I have, you kind of sense things in games. And obviously when Smiler goes up there, I just sense something's going to happen. Look, he epitomises everything that we as the management team are about here. You know, he'll go onto that pitch and you know that he's going to want to give everything to try and get a result. He put himself about, he was tough, he was strong, he was clever, he was outstanding like he has been all season.
And we said on Coventry when Joe Blowers scored the 91st minute equaliser, we're going to rename Fergie time Blowers time, because he always seems to do it. He's always there for a last minute winner or an equaliser. He just never gives up, does he?
No, absolutely. And do you know what? The longer the game was going on, I thought his runs were getting better and better. You know, we got in and around the box in the first half. He was getting in and around the box on the second half. He never once stopped. He kept making them runs even if he wasn't getting the ball. It was a terrific run there to get the goal and a great finish, and that's epitomises his form. He's been playing really well recently, and that's why he's playing.
And that goal did come from a mistake from Histon, but it was a mistake forced by pressure. We saw it in the first half when Mason Platts was pressuring the back line. In the second half, Blowers got that goal. Is that what we see more of from the not just the attacking lads, but the midfielders as well, just trying to press that back line and try and force a mistake? Because it worked today.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, you've got to be intelligent decision makers out there. You know, we can put on all the practices during the week and we can give the players a structure and a plan, but ultimately as the game is occurring they've got to be the decision makers, and this is what I alluded to earlier. You've got to recognise the dynamics of the game, what it's needed, sometimes for minutes of a game, sometimes for 10 or 15 minutes you have to play a certain way. And I thought that in that second half, that's what I was enthused about. The lads were recognising, actually, how are we going to score here? Sometimes it might need to just be go and put them in a bit of pressure, threaten them, trying to force a mistake, get it into wide areas, try and run at them. There was a nice little variety there. We really tested the Histon back line the longer the half went on. So full credit to those players. You know, good intelligent decision making.
Well, hope to see more of that against Spinks on Monday. A very quick turnaround. In 48 hours, we do it all over again in arguably the biggest game of the season. So the game of the season that the Red and Green Army look forward to the most. What are you hoping for from El Covico on Monday?
Well, I hope the supporters enjoyed that today, and I hope they appreciate the effort that these young players, these young inexperienced players have put in there. You know, it's been a tough journey all season. We're very proud of these players for where they're at and what we believe we can do with them moving forward. You saw the heart and the passion there in the second half. I just hope those players show that same heart and passion for the supporters on Monday, and we'll see what outcome we get.
Well, let's just hope it's as dramatic as this. Carl, top job. Thanks for your time.